History and Culture. World Heritage. Inside the Irish Hell Caves where Halloween was born. Go in search of the ancient royal capital that spawned our favorite Night of the Dead. The unassuming entrance to Oweynagat Cave, in Rathcreggan, Ireland, belies its central role in ancient Irish history. It's known as a gateway to the demon-filled underworld and the birthplace of the Samhain festival, the traditional roots of Halloween. In 2021, Ireland applied for UNESCO World Heritage Statue. Read more. Photograph Ronan O'Connell. Story and photographs by Ronan O'Connell. September 26, 2023. 9-minute read. In the middle of a field in a lesser-known part of Ireland is a large mound where sheep wander and graze freely. Had they been in that same location centuries ago, these animals might have been stiff with terror, held aloft by chanting, costumed celebrants while being sacrificed to demonic spirits that were said to inhabit nearby Oweynagat Cave. This monumental mound lay at the heart of Rathcreggan, the hub of the ancient Irish kingdom of Connaught. The former Iron Age centre is now largely buried beneath the farmland of County Roscommon. In 2021, Ireland applied for UNESCO World Heritage status for Rathcreggan, Rathcreggan. It remains on the organization's tentative list. The current archaeological site of Rathcreggan displays an artist's impression of the temple that once stood there. It was the main meeting place of the Connaught Kingdom 2,000 years ago. Photograph by Ronan O'Connell. Rooted in lore. Spread across more than 2 square miles of rich agricultural land, Rathcreggan encompasses 240 archaeological sites, dating back 5,500 years. They include burial mounds, ring forts, settlement sites, standing stones, linear earthworks, an Iron Age ritual sanctuary, and Oweynagat, the so-called Gate to Hell. More than 2,000 years ago, when Ireland's communities seemed to have worshipped nature and the land itself, it was here at Rathcreggan that the Irish New Year festival of Samhain, SOWN, was born, says archaeologist and Rathcreggan expert Daniel Curley. In the 1800s, the Samhain tradition was brought by Irish immigrants to the United States, where it morphed into the sugar overload that is American Halloween. Dorothy M. Bray, a retired associate professor at McGill University and an expert in Irish folklore, explains that pre-Christian Irish divided each year into summer and winter. Within that framework were 4 festivities. Imbolc, on February 1st, was a festival that coincided with lambing season. Bealtaine, on May 1st, marked the end of winter and involved customs like washing one's face in dew, plucking the first blooming flowers, and dancing around a decorated tree. August 1st heralded Lugnasad, a harvest festival dedicated to the god Lugh and presided over by Irish kings. Then on October 31st came Samhain, when one pastoral year ended and another began. Rathcreggan was not a town, as Connaught had no proper urban centres and consisted of scattered rural properties. Instead, it was a royal settlement and a key venue for these festivals. During Samhain, in particular, Rathcreggan was a hive of activity focused on its elevated temple, which was surrounded by burial grounds for the Connacht elite. Those same privileged people may have lived at Rathcreggan. The remaining, lower-class Connacht communities resided in dispersed farms and descended on the site only for festivals. At those lively events they traded, feasted, exchanged gifts, played games, arranged marriages, and announced declarations of war or peace. See how people dressed up for All Hallows Eve a century ago. About this map. Festivalgoers also may have made ritual offerings, possibly directed to the spirits of Ireland's Otherworld. That murky, subterranean dimension, also known as Tír na Nog, was inhabited by Ireland's immortals, as well as a myriad of beasts, demons, and monsters. During Samhain, some of these creatures escaped via Oweynagat Cave, pronounced Oweynagat and meaning Cave of the Cats. Samhain was when the invisible wall between the living world and the otherworld disappeared, says Mike McCarthy, a Rathcreggan tour guide and researcher who has co-authored several publications on the site. A whole host of fearsome otherworldly beasts emerged to ravage the surrounding landscape and make it ready for winter. Thankful for the agricultural efforts of these spirits but wary of falling victim to their fury, the people protected themselves from physical harm by lighting ritual fires on hilltops and in fields. They disguised themselves as fellow ghouls, McCarthy says, so as not to be dragged into the otherworld via the cave. These imaginary beasts fueled nightmares around the world. Despite these engaging legends, and the extensive archaeological site in which they dwell, one easily could drive past Rathcregan and spot nothing but paddocks. Inhabited for more than 10,000 years, Ireland is so dense with historical remains that many are either largely or entirely unnoticed. Some are hidden beneath the ground, having been abandoned centuries ago and then slowly consumed by nature. You may also like history and culture. Catholic exorcisms are real, and they have an ancient history. History and culture. Who were the Maya? Decoding the ancient civilization's secrets. History and culture. These sacred tattoos were banned in Okinawa. A new generation is bringing them back. That includes Rathcregan, which some experts say may be Europe's largest unexcavated royal complex. Not only has it never been dug up, but it also predates Ireland's written history. That means scientists must piece together its tale using non-invasive technology and artifacts found in its vicinity. A hillside path leads to Keshkaran Caves in County Sligo, which, according to Irish legend, were gates to hell and connected to Oweynagat. Photographed by Ronan O'Connell. While Irish people for centuries knew this site was home to Rathcregan, it wasn't until the 1990s that a team of Irish researchers used remote sensing technology to reveal its archaeological secrets beneath the ground. The beauty of the approach to date at Rathcregan is that so much has been uncovered without the destruction that comes with excavating upstanding earthwork monuments, Curley says. Now, targeted excavation can be engaged with, which will answer our research questions while limiting the damage inherent with excavation.